What's happening, people? Right, catching up time. A little bit late with these, if you're in the know, you know. So we're going to get started with some action from Italy. We'll go up to Brazil.
Invincible.
So we've got tonight then, Monza, Interlagos in Elite 1. In the Gran Turismo Touring Car Championship. So the end of this marks the halfway point in the league, so we should see a good indication as to where the drivers line up. Of course, this all taking place as part of the Gran Turismo Touring Car Championship. Wrong screen, this is the one you want. This is the lineup for Monza, so we'll go through the grid. I just have a little job to do. I've gone live a minute or so too early. So I just need to give you the be right back screen for a moment, and I need to just go and check my car for some keys that someone may have left in there. So I'm just going to give you, I think I've still got Mr. Bean loaded up, and then I'll be right back and we can get into it, and hopefully. Rick, good evening. Yeah, just bear with me just a moment, mate. I need to just go and check my car. Fortunately, it's not far away. Right, just give me a sec. Be right back. Oh, but I didn't give you any music, did I? Jesus Christ, I'm slacking at the streaming stuff, me. Didn't even give you any tunes. My word, my word, my word. Right. Okay, well, let's have a look at this grid then. Get rid of my car keys over there from somewhere. How are you all anyway? Who's watching? Who've we got? I know we've got Rick in here. Who else is watching? Who else we got? We've got 3 of you at the moment. I suppose we'll
looking for royalty-free music.
We'll best have a little bit of a look at this grid, shall we?
The perfect.
Okay. The grid. So Faithlessimo on pole here at Monza in the Lamborghini, so the Italian outfit at home in Italy. Moving up the grid then. We've got a new name. Still got the same car. We've got Diablo, aka Scotty, in the McLaren. The McLaren does work quite well on here. Big Gigi Buffon in the other Lamborghini then lines up in P3. Just behind him, Mr. Rick, who's in the chat in the 666 Coca-Cola Ferrari. Again, another Italian car, hoping to do well here tonight. Then we've got Jaino, is it? Yeah, Jaino's very sleek-looking Citroen GT4. I think that's his free car change that he's enacted into tonight. Then over here in another Ferrari we have, I don't know because it hasn't got a name. Oh, it's Robbie, Robus. So Robus the Hood took a few weeks off, now he's back and looking for domination in Elite 1. Geno, I have located what you seek. It was in my car. I'll figure something out once I'm done with it. Then we've got the Google McLaren. Again, I'm not too sure who drives that. I want to say it's P. Gibb. We'll find out though in a moment. Over here to the Ferrari, the number 77. That is driven by the Portuguese Pedro Taliana. Again, another fantastic driver that did very well the other week. This looks like Walmid. He has that colour scheme normally. So that's Walmid's McLaren, I'm assuming. Over here then, that looks like Marshall's car. Yeah, it's Marshall's Hyundai. Again, I love that car. So does Marshall. And then last but by no means least is Ginge. Yeah, there's no one else. So that's your grid then for Monza. Not an absolutely stacked grid, I'm afraid. But either way, we'll have some racing on board for you tonight, and so we'll get underway with this one. Let me just turn the music off. Yeah, there we go. And let's see what Monza has in store for us then. One should get away well. The four-wheel drives won't have any sort of bogging down at all. The McLarens and Ferraris, they may stutter a little bit. Watch for the black Citroen though, just behind the Lamborghini of Gigi. That will start very well already then. He is up into P3 alongside, Faithlessimo, who stacked it on pole and then gets it wrong. It's just, so you do all that work to get it on pole, and then you just you meant to brake at 100, and yeah, he brakes at 60, and then it resets him. So Faithlessimo then, with all the work to do, we're now back with the live action. This is Scotty leading the way, then it's Rick, P2 at the moment, then the Ferrari. Third at the moment, Jano, but he's been challenged by Robusta Hood, who is able to slide one up the inside. Jano's not going to have this one all his own way. Pedro Taliana just behind that. There's a big battle for position. We've got P. Gibb and Gigi Buffon involved with that one. Gigi will be looking to make up some positions. He's lost a couple off the start. He's already down to P6, potentially P7 if P. Gibb gets his way. A little bit further back, we've got Faithlessimo trying to recover. He's into P9 then. We'll see what the Red Bull AlphaTauri driver can do through the course of this one. He's got a lot of work to do though now, as the Australian leads us away, and he's got a gargantuan. Him and Rick have got a gargantuan lead back to P3. Rick just getting rid of a little bit of a penalty there. Both of those guys starting to make all the early running, and Rick has the super soft tyres on, so he's potentially got a little bit of a grip advantage here. Then we've got Robust P3. We do see Rick go for a move though on Scotty. Scotty too hot, he having to burn a little bit of a penalty away. I think he picked up half a second at Ascari. You'll see that happen pretty regularly here. It's going to be somewhat of a theme. Gigi then fighting, trying to fight back, but he's getting all sorts of pressure from behind. See this train of cars that we've got. Everybody's involved in this one. We'll have a look from Marshall's perspective. He's getting the most of the suck. Jump on board with Faithlessimo. Two McLarens giving it a bit of a Lamborghini sandwich. Faithlessimo this time gets his braking right. Is he going to take all these cars at once? He's not going to get P. Gibb, but I feel we should have a look at that from the TV camera angle. It's a little bit of contact, but 3 wide at turn 1 with nobody sent into the gravel, I think is an achievement, chaps. That is really, really good going. It is Warmid though, going to try and sling one back up the inside. He is, as he overshot it. Recovered it. So that's Warmid then up to P7. This battle is still going on. Marshall's now getting drawn into this, as well as a couple of others. Yeah, Marshall is past Gingy Poster now. So that's all changed. Gigi Buffon is just going backwards tonight. Down to P9 now. He started third, don't forget. He's going to be last very soon. A terrible start for the Lamborghini driver, but someone who's having a bit more of a fun time is Rick, leading the way at the moment, with Scotty in P2. Scotty, of course, on the softs, has the softest compound to come. Same for Robusta Hood in the other Ferrari, so he's yet to take on the supers. We see Faithlessimo in the background going very wide. Pedro Taliana, then he is 4th on the supers, so he should close up to the pack ahead. Then you've got this almighty battle kicking off. There's Marshall then. Oh, what's happened to Marshall? He's had a nightmare from somewhere. Didn't see it, unfortunately, for Marshall, but he's now down in dead last, unfortunately. Top drivers, the gap's starting to appear now, as we do see Warmid try and have a go on P. Gibb. The McLaren just able to slide down the inside of its other sister McLaren. Samsung v Google, a battle of the tech giants then, and for the time being, Samsung has sent his into another galaxy, pardon the pun, whereas Google is still trying to map its way around the circuit then in P7 with the AlphaTauri looking to get some wings on the go with its Red Bull tyres. Gigi still P9 but has fended off some pressure from behind. Again, long way to go at once, and lots can happen. Something has indeed happened as we've got Warwick now going slowly. Did he smash the sausage too much? Got a second and a half worth of penalty, so he can't do anything about Jane. Yeah, he hits too much sausage. Gets in all loosey-goosey then. Unfortunately, it doesn't really burn away any penalty in doing that. Will do well not to fall behind Faithless Emo. He doesn't. He stays P6. But he's under all sorts of pressure now from P-Gib, the other Google McLaren. Has to ghost down, try and burn away a little bit of that penalty. Now, Walmid can't overtake while carrying this penalty, but he can defend his position, and he doesn't have to burn the penalty in any particular way. So he can carry this all race if he wants to. Just can't see him really doing that, because that means he then can't overtake anyone. Quick checking with the top guys. Business as usual for these at the moment, no real changes, maybe a little bit of ebbing and flowing as far as gaps are concerned. The real fight is happening for P6. We often see this on the GTTCC, the top drivers are just able to escape away, and the midfield is drawn into a battle for superiority, and at the moment that's exactly what's happened. You've got two McLarens, two Lamborghinis, a Citroen, a Hyundai off the back of this, but hopefully Marshall can catch up. Gingy posture at the tail of this little battle. His Google compatriot is battling for the top place in this little snake at the moment, and is right off the back of Warmid. Faithless Emo, who did qualify pole, so should be the fastest man on track on paper. Certainly as far as his qualifying pace goes, race pace is usually very different. Purple sectors then through sector 1. A little bit of a tap there on the back of P-Gib. Just a little bit of an error in braking. Faithless Emo at this minute in time, and not able to take advantage of the McLaren as Ginger gets buffed down to P10 now by Ginger Imposter. It was a decent move there by Ginger. Yeah, just up the inside. Took advantage of the battling going on up ahead really to just get one up the inside of the Lamborghini. Checking back in with Rick. Jaino's caught up to the back of Taliana. You can see as well Faithless Emo then fending away to Ginger Imposter. Now Ginger's starting to make some moves now. Whether the tyres are just coming good for that Citroen, I'm not too sure. Looking at Taliana then in the We Are Driven Ferrari. Jaino's tyres, he's on the soft, so he shouldn't be faster. But the slipstream very powerful here at Monza, and that Ferrari is punching a big hole in the air for the Citroen. Taliana's not getting any slipstream assistance from any cars up ahead. He's a bit too far back from that. Jaino at this point might be able to just have a yeet down the inside. Not for the time being. There, Taliana locks a brake then on the entry. A little bit further back. Still got Faithless Emo and Ginger Imposter battling away. Ginger in the Citroen there, just trying to get the move made on the Lamborghini. Noticed it was struggling a lap or so ago, but hasn't really been able to take advantage so far. Rick still leading the race, 56.6 his fastest lap so far, and the fastest lap of the entire race. Has clear air, has the super soft tyres on board, will want to stretch his stint as long as he possibly can. Monza is quite good on your tyres. It's not high dag, your front left takes a bit of a kick in, but it's not too bad. You can normally get 15-20 minutes easy out of a stint tyre. Gino's still stuck in 5th. Let's have a check in all on these guys as Ginger Imposter starts making the moves. Nearly gets caught out then on the exit. Faithless Emo, a little bit of a tap. Misses the apex there as well, does Ginger Post. That just takes him a little bit wide, has to scrub a bit of speed off. That's going to give the Lamborghini the outside line. Coming into Ascari, converts that into an overtake. This is what's the problem with the midfield, is they just end up in a slipstream battle. This constant overtaking slows them all down and they're just dropping off the front pack now. Simo again goes very deep there into Parabolica, kicking up the dust on the outside. That's going to give the advantage to Mr. Imposter. Really straight. We've got Rick breaking into turn 1. Mr. Hood has caught up to the back of the McLaren of Scotty, so that might be a move we keep an eye out for. A little bit further back in this battle from P7 now, as Walmid started to stretch his way away from these battling drivers. We've now got McLaren, a Citroen and 2 Lamborghinis battling away here. Marshall out of the race. Must have been some sort of technical issue with that car that's kept him out of the running. Robust Hood then, someone who's got a lot of his craft in Fusion. Gap between Fusion and Elite is very, very small, though. A lot of the drivers in this league could definitely mix it up. Similar positions in Fusion as well. Sometimes it's just about being in the right place on your day, as I found out most recently. Always Walmid though gets in the wrong place at the wrong time. Fills his McLaren up with all sorts of gravel. So these are through the Lesmos then. Probably just starting to experience a little bit of graining on that front left and just not providing the grip he's used to. Looked tidy enough into there, did miss the apex, did what Ginger Poster did a lap or so ago. Just carrying a bit too much speed in, and if you don't hit the apex there, you just have to make the ground up on the exit, and there's gravel there, so it ends badly. Scotty, a little bit of a penalty. Too much of a worry. Closing in on 12 minutes into this race then. When do we see the guys on the softs start to pit? They will surely start thinking about it around now. The supers showing wear, but it's not insurmountable. Rick is starting to lose pace on those tyres though after just 12 minutes. It's Jano yet again on the back end of Taliana here. You get the feeling the data on the fuel looks like it's backing it up that Jano is just saving fuel behind the Ferrari. He's just going to get this job done in the pits. The Ferrari using so much more fuel now. Of course, he's punching it out, hole in the air. Jano basically can just drive in turbulence free. Means he will have a little bit less downforce for the corners, so he has to take that into account. But Monza, not too much of an issue there anyway. It's mostly straights. When this circuit hosts a Formula 1 race every year, it tends to attract the highest average speed out of the whole calendar. You can see why you spend so much of your time here on full throttle. And these are GT4 cars. Not too fancy in the aero department, these things. They're very similar to the real life counterparts you can see parked outside shops and stuff. Obviously racing roll cage and all that wonderful gubbins and slick tyres and a big spoiler, but other than that, these are really standard cars. Certainly in terms of body shape and aeros. Faithless Emo again. We've seen him do that a few times now. Is there a problem inside that Lamborghini where he just understeered wide out of Ascari? We've seen him do that twice. Is there a certain distraction happening there for Faithless Emo? There certainly is, as he's off the circuit. I was just about to say, we're seeing people in the pits. Does he? What happens here? Let's have a look. Brakes way too late. Way too late there. He should be on the brakes just after the 100 metre board. Faithless Emo is down to last position there as we've got Peagham and Rick in the pit. So Rick's just covering off any move that Scotty may make. Trying to get the undercut done. The problem for Rick now is he's come out because of Faithless Emo's little misendeavour, he's come out behind him, and he wasn't planning on that at all. He would have been planning for some clear air. The good news, I suppose, for him is Scotty's getting pressured now by Robust Hood. So the Ferrari on the back of the McLaren I do imagine we'll see most of the drivers in the pits at the end of this lap then. Tyre wear we see typically here at Monza. Interlagos will be a very different creature. The next race we've got coming up for you, the tyre compounds will be different, but typically so is the tyre wear as well in the second race. It's done to sort of offset that, so you tend to have lower tyre wear tracks in race 1 if at all possible. The second tracks are typically higher degradation, with a few exceptions. Midpoint at Monza. As predicted, most drivers peeling off into the pits. A couple stay out though. Robust Hood and Gino, they're on the soft compounder tyre, so they're going to do an extra lap on those. Everyone else, GG is staying out. Faithless Emo, he's going to stay out as well. He's on the super soft tyre. Dibble, of course, has been in. So where does Scotty come out in relation to Rick? Miles behind him, really. Rick's already into turn 1. Scotty's braking for it now, so that gap, a couple of seconds at least. That certainly has grown over the pit stop phase. The issue now for Rick is that Scotty is on the super soft compounds. He's now switched to the slower soft compound tyre, and he's got traffic. So Faithless Emo technically, they're not in the same race at the moment. Faithless Emo's yet to make his stop. Certainly won't make that overtake too difficult for Rick, I'd imagine. No, indeed, he gets himself through. And Scotty with a little bit of a penalty just to get rid of here. Again, doesn't necessarily have to worry about that too much. A couple of drivers yet to pit. Robust, Jano, GG, all on the soft compound tyre. So the theory that these guys are going for is to have a really fast final sort of 12 minutes or so on that super soft compound. So that should see 5 or 6 really quick laps for these. Given the tyre that we've experienced so far, they should be able to grind that out easy enough. That will hand default race lead then over to Rick. Still have Faithless Emo to pit. And Scotty should peel off into P2, unless he's going to get a massive undercut here by Robust Hood. We will, of course, see. I think Scotty will do enough to keep ahead of Robust in the pit. I don't think that extra lap will have done Robust any favours, to be fair. So, even on the slower compounder tyre, Mr. Rick 33 GTR has set a fastest lap of the race, a 56.5. Jano now in P2, so that's the fuel saving that he was doing, paying dividends for him. On the super soft compound tyre as well, up to P2. Robust then third with Scotty. Scotty's in fourth now. So something's gone catastrophically wrong here for the Australian. He's lost 2 positions in the pit stop phase. Must have had some sort of issue then on that outlap. I would go as far as to say I think the Ferrari is the superior car around Monza, but the McLaren's not bad. It's not terrible. It's certainly it is certainly able to hold its own, I would say. class of his own at the moment, though. Mr. Rick GTR just miles ahead. You can see the gap then to these boys now, and it's only going to get bigger if these boys start getting involved in a fight. You've got Taliana in 5th, P. Gibb holding 6th at the moment, ahead of Warmid in 7th, Ginger Imposter in 8th, Gigi is 9th, and in 10th place now after making his stop is Faithless Emo. So that's your round up with about 10 minutes remaining on the clock. Rick GTR in a class of his own at the moment. Now the 666 Ferrari sending the Tifosi wild here at Monza. A great lap for him, a 56.8. It's time around Jano though. What does he get on the board? Does 58.3. So yeah, the battling that's going on is slowing these down. Robust to Hood now might go for a lick the stamp and send it down into turn 1. Level they go. Heavy on the brakes, and the Ferrari going to be slightly better than the Citroen on the braking. And Jano does just have to bite that one and let it go. Doesn't want to lose too much ground to Scott, who makes a bit of a mistake on the exit. Just unfortunately wasn't able to pounce at that moment in time. Taliana is just putting a 56.7. This driver is not someone you can forget. If he gets in that slipstream train ahead, he could be a problem. And I predict that potentially will happen towards the end of this one. Just tuning in, says Faithless Emo Race. Unfortunately, Tino, we've caught you off track a couple of times, notably at the start, and then again at Parabolica, just before the pit stops. It is just a bit of a shame that you obviously one of the fastest on track, certainly in qualifying. This is proving unfortunate to be a bit of a different animal than for the Lamborghini. Silver lining, always say race 1 of the GTTCC means that if you finish at the back in race 1, you start at the front for race 2. That opens you up for a potential result at Interlagos. So you've got the Supra for that one, so that shouldn't be a bad shout. Things to watch out for then. Let's keep an eye on Scotty v Talina, sorry. I'm getting that wrong now, Mr. Talina. So we'll see if that develops into anything. Warmid v P. Gibb, very similar cars. Similar tyres, similar fuel. Down to the driver between these two, and of course the slipstream. As you can see, Warmid with a face full of McLaren rear end backs out of any move. Obviously has the penalty, so can't make a move at this minute in time. Rick's last lap, 57.2, starting to slow down a little bit then. Robus of 56.8. Robus could be catching Rick here. Rick keeps himself disaster free, he should be okay. Jano might help Rick out in the case that he'll obviously give Robus something to think about. Now we're coming to the close of the race. They'll want to settle these positions off. Talina went a second faster than Scotty that time round, so the Ferrari driver will be seeing the cars up ahead. That will only be spurring him on to go and catch them. The back three sort of not really involved in too much skirmishing at the moment. Safe to say, unfortunately for Faithless Emo, he's in 10th and looks like he's staying there pending a disaster up front. Silver lining, pole for Interlagos, and that will certainly be something that soothes the pain of that, I think. He was just about to get to the point where it was not drinkable though. He get down with the penalty. So these two stuck in a can't overtake each other war at the moment. Just try and lift here, I think. Should lift and just get rid of this penalty. Yeah, that's what he's doing, I think. No, doesn't get rid of it all. Tries, no, nothing. Runs risk of getting another one there as well. I think he might have just a bit too much curb. Should be okay, actually. Fastest lap of the race as well, 6.5 for him. So just shy of Rick's pace. Rick now getting caught by this chasing pack. 55.9 that time round for Robus. He is getting caught. Jano maybe sees the bigger picture that they can potentially catch Rick if they work together. With what, 3 minutes left? Robus makes a little bit of a mistake, and that does allow Jano just to make a nice simple overtake. Roles reversed for these two. But looking on board, Rick's already halfway through Ascari. So it's a good couple of seconds and this gap. I would really comfortably say, unless this guy makes a mess, he's got this one sewn up. Good result for the Jano. Did a lot of the heavy lifting at the start and just maintained the pressure on Talina to get the jump on everyone else in the pits. So that was a bit of a strategic masterclass there by Jano. Warmid and P-Gib, the embargo has been lifted for one of them. Warmid can now overtake, and if he does this overtake while P-Gib's got a penalty, P-Gib can't get him back. He can defend, but he can't then re-overtake him once he's sufficiently passed. Keep an eye on whether Warmid goes for it. P-Gib knows this now and he's going defensive. In fact, P-Gib chooses to get rid of his penalty, you know. Could be a smart move then. They're catching Talina up ahead. Unfortunately, he's dropped off the boil a little bit now. Mistake must have been made somewhere. Scotty starting to come into his own. Has a penalty to get rid of, so can't attack Robus to Hood just yet. Can certainly get himself ready for a move, an offensive. Yeah, good qualifying for away team. It happens though, doesn't it, dude? It happens. I'm only doing Monza and Interlagos tonight. I will catch up with the other racers some other time. I don't know when GG goes off-roading. It's just been a chaos week, dude. Absolute chaos week. Haven't had an evening to do it. Fuel-wise, could this be a problem? If it's a problem for him, it's a problem for Jano as well. Should just about do it. So where are we at time-wise? We've got 2 minutes 20, so another 2 laps basically. Should be okay. We should be okay. We don't have anyone seriously on fumes, do we? Oh, we do have some battling though. Robus just absolutely gets obliterated, I'm afraid. I think it was running P2 at one stage. So this is Talina and Warmid behind. They're going to suddenly find themselves 3 wide. Talina comes out of that one smelling of roses. Warmid smells of petunias, and Robus Hood smells like the stuff you put on your rose beds to make them bloom in the spring. And unfortunately down to P6 now, with P-Gib all over him, and a 201.1 that time round for Robus. So he's either massively fuel saving to get to the end, which could well be, given the rate at which everyone's passing him, I think he's fuel saving. Yeah, he is, look. He's in a different map because people are just driving away from him. So we'll be in a different fuel map now. So in the car they can change the basically the amount of fuel that is given the engine. He's having to consign himself to at least get to the finish line to save the fuel. Oh, right. I'll keep an eye on that. Hopefully your the next ones we cover for you are a little bit better. So Talina v Warmid. Fuel both look like they should have enough to do this final lap. Robus was trying to manufacture it so he didn't have to do another lap. We will potentially have some drivers that will finish at this point. I think Robus may just sneak across for another one. Well, it's only really going to be Faithless Emo that won't get across for another one, as Talina then loses a position to... Who's this? Let's have a look. So, oh no, Warmid got ahead before. My apologies, I thought this was a fresh overtake. With Warmid defending this. So last lap shenanigans now for all these guys. Rick GTR leading the way. 666 Ferrari, dominant performance so far tonight. Jano and Scotty, we see Scotty going for a move, full send. We might choose to replay that one. Let's do it. Let's jump on board Scotty's McLaren. I think Jano might be fuel saving at this point. Look at the rate in which the Australian catches him. Just that extra bit of safety fuel for the McLaren. Walmid has a bit more fuel, might be able to mount an offensive. Talina has enough fuel, but tyres may be letting him down a little bit now as P. Gibbs starts to pile on the pressure. Then you got Gigi in P7, definitely has enough fuel on board. Ginge on fumes. Robus has about the same amount of fumes as Ginge has. So these two can snail their way through the back, and we'll see which one of them comes out victorious at the end. Side by side for Ascari, Ginge holds it. But today, it is all about Rick GTR as he takes the win here at Monza, Elite 1, Season 17. Rick GTR, the 666 Coca-Cola Ferrari, takes the checkered flag. A great performance from him tonight. Scotty, a hard-fought P2, seemed out of it after the pits, but fought back valiantly. Jano runs out of fuel on the line. Warmid P4, Talina 5th. P-Gib in 6th at the end. Didn't manage to get the Portuguese fella. Gigi in P7 after all is said and done. Robus in 8th on fumes. And Ginger Imposter also with a dry tank limping home at P9. Faithless Emo P10 for him. That, I'm afraid, is your lot for Monza.
Looking for royalty-free music?
What we'll do now is I will go ahead and
get the safest music subscription for content creators.
Get the second one loaded up. So I'll just give you Mr. Bean for a moment while I just nip into my library. Good win for Rick. Should only be able to drive GTRs. Yeah, I agree, mate. You commit to that, you know what I mean? He's committed to the name. Right, loading race 2, backing him out. probably guessed it. We're in business then. Right, we'll just get straight into this. No messing about tonight. I need to go to bed. So, this one follows straight on from the race at Monza we just saw them. We already know Faithlessimo gets a bad start. We know that because he told us. We'll just watch it unfold. So, Lagos with an uphill start then. Yeah, it did bogs down. Well, that bogged down horribly. Ginger Imposter then in the GTR got a great start. Robus in the BMW didn't do too bad either. Gigi in the four-wheel drive Lamborghini. Faithlessimo down to P4 then in the Supra. Scotty too hotty in the BMW, P5 for him. Jano up to 6. Talina in the Dodge. Then we got Warmid in the BMW, the other BMW there for P-Gib, and then Rick in the Aston Martin. So not a GTR. I'm just going to start calling you Rick anything but a GTR as Robus goes for the move up the inside of Ginge. Everyone through turn 4 safely, albeit not without penalty incidents, as we see Big Gigi Buffon carry a half-second penalty for some sort of track cut infringement. We've got another one there for Scotty as well. That means then now Jano's past him. Scotty's just got to hold position for the time being. Four-wheel drive of Ginger Imposter then just trying to put away Robus to Hood, who is putting all sorts of pressure on him. Faithlessimo up to 3rd now. He's past the Lamborghini. So this should be a better race, I hope, for Faithlessimo. Hopefully his brake pedal works this time round. And he can actually, he gets the last corner really tidy actually compared to the cars ahead. This could be Faithlessimo's opportunity for a bit of a drive here on the top few drivers. Will Robus be expecting this? I'd imagine he'll be staying to the inside here to defend his position. Faithlessimo trying to just force a position there for the Toyota. There is a Toyota shaped hole. Faithlessimo sticks his thingy inside of it, gives it a wiggle, comes out on top. Then Faithlessimo P1 now with Robus stood in P2, Ginge in P3. Toothache again, so I'll have to just keep an eye on that. And if it carries on getting any worse, I'll have to just nip away for a few minutes and go back to that. So where were we? Faithlessimo leading the way. Ginge has a bit of a penalty then, 0.9 of a second. Where did he pick that up? I didn't see it unfortunately. So that will give Gigi an opportunity potentially to get past him and stay there at least for a little bit. Scotty's still got his from last time out. Talina's making moves in the Dodge. BMW's struggled here. Like, I had a BMW for this race and just didn't like it. Wasn't terrible, but yeah, it just did not enjoy its time at all. So the top 4 all on the medium compound tyre, so in theory we should see Jano just steadily drop back. Everyone else on the hard as well, so only the top 4 as it stands running the medium compound. That's Faithlessimo, Robus, Ginge and Gigi. These 4 in theory should stretch away. Interlagos a lot more dependent then on the tyre you're on, so the mediums do offer a genuine advantage on the hard. I don't know how to get the Super off the line without hogging. Truth be told, I haven't got the car. So, I never did that survey and I regret it. I'd love that car. It's probably the best, well, I'd say, well, arguably one of the best Group 4 cars in this. Getting heated then for P2. Robus, Ginge, Gigi, onto the back of this one. They're all seeing the Super escape. Ginge can't overtake though. Oh, he gets it wrong there. Gigi not close enough to take advantage of it. Actually has to take avoided action to the outside. With the GTR, you typically have to run all the brake bias to the rear of the car. So if you get that rear tyre on any sort of not grippy surface under braking, it will just snap. and it will try and kill you. That little missing them has helped Gino keep in touch. BMW on hard tyres is definitely strategically in a strong position. Talina leading the next little contingent, which is Warmid and Rick 33, not a GTR. Scotty and P. Gibb currently having the BMW fight to not be last. The car does have pace, it seems, but only in the hands of this man. He's wringing its neck at the moment on the hard compound tyre. He probably will know the drivers ahead are on the mediums. If he doesn't, he's in for a pleasant surprise at the pit stops. You see Faithless Email at the head of this, starting just to stretch a bit of an advantage now. 2 mid-39s in a row. Perils of potentially running wide at turn 4 as we see Gigi do there. Well, that's going to open the door for Gino. No room at the end though for the BMW, so he tucks back in behind the Ferrari. Spitting flames back at him then as they navigate their way around turn 5 into the tight turn 6. This one's coming in, you can go around here at quite a speed. Then it drops away on the apex. The tendency to drop your car into the left. Too overwhelming. Keep it pinned through here. The BMW saving fuel, as you can see as well. Gino shifting this thing really early while he's got the slipstream. That will give him advantage in pits as well. GG at the moment really struggling, even on the medium tyres. Ferrari just not enjoying life and has now dropped considerably back from Ginge. Won't be getting a slipstream now. Going to be definitely vulnerable to the BMW. Gino does look down the inside. Can he get that move done even though he's on a harder compound tyre? No, he can't. The tyre advantage by the Ferrari up ahead just too powerful at this moment in time. Not a GTR was painful. Yeah, I know, Manny Aff in our league had the same. It didn't seem to like it. Yeah, he seemed to struggle in it. To be fair, he was wrestling that thing the entire race. Ferrari seems to be struggling as well, but right, it's going to put Gino up to P4. That move is made now, so GT's going to have to get rid of that penalty before he goes for the move. Now, one thing I can say is penalties here at Interlagos do not burn easily. You burn the odd little bit here and there, as you just saw Gigi do, but if you get anything more than half a second or so, it usually takes quite a few laps to get rid of. We've got Faithless Emo with a penalty as well. Won't be a concern for him at the moment. We have got Robust right up his chuff. Robust, as you can see, with a penalty, cannot overtake him while he's carrying it. The only caveat to that is if Faithless Emo makes a gargantuan mistake somewhere, goes off circuit. So for the time being, Robust giving the Super a bit of a bump draft. Electing to not try and move. He's going to pop out the slipstream, burn away a bit of his penalty. So yeah, he got rid, both drivers got rid of a bit of penalty there. Robust still clearing a little bit more away. Ginge P3 at the moment. Approaching the 10-minute mark, that's when some of the braver drivers on the hards will probably try and pit for mediums. The mediums 10 minutes in, not looking fantastic, it must be said, so I would imagine a halfway would probably be optimal for these. Get the best out of the mediums on lower fuel, so probably pitting with 15 minutes elapsed would be potentially the best outcome there, as we see Ginge get it wrong. Gino not able to take advantage. Ginge, that GTR we've seen has been a little bit skittish under braking, even with the four-wheel drive. had the grip. Gino's BMW, despite its drivetrain disadvantage and being on a harder compound tyre, let's be honest with each other, it's definitely mixing up at the moment as he goes side by side with Gigi through the final corner. Gino just backs out with that one, lets the Ferrari keep its place, but will enjoy the suck down the main straight then. The double suck, no less, which is extremely powerful if you've ever had it. It's certainly something I'd recommend. Gigi's got rid of his penalty now. Will he be looking for a move here on the GTR? He does, because the GTR breaks deep. GTR actually got that horribly wrong then. He's did he have to go off circuit? He just popped over here, and I think that was to stop himself from getting in the way. He's going to pick up another penalty for that, I think. It is indeed. So Ginger's good deed by GT Sports standards is good enough for another slap round the wrist. A little bit further back, Talina struggling away now in the Dodge as Ormid and Rick have got past him. P. Gibbs in the pit. So P. Gibbs and Scotty, the two BMWs, pitting early. So we said there might be some brave people. They are your brave people, ladies and gents. That's they've got to do a 20-minute stint now on the mediums. Good news for them is they're going to be a little bit lighter on fuel. Fuel is worth weight, and I've mentioned this pretty much on every single stream. Fuel is weight. So each car starts with about 100 kilos worth of fuel on board. Should burn the majority of it away, in most cases away through the entire race. Small top-ups needed in some races as well. So if you can manage your stints effectively and you get on the right strategy, save fuel when you need to as well, that saves you time in the pit stops, have a faster car. So one with them inside of Rick, not in a GTR. Talina stalking then. Almost the first race, so I'll have to check it out later and join the comms as always. Thank you very much, dude. Yeah, you didn't have a great start at Monza. Having a bit of a better time here. Bit of contact there between Rick and Warmid. Rick will slowed down there. Did take advantage from that contact, but it has put Warmid at a bit of a disadvantage from the Portuguese man, who has shown some tremendous pace in this league and dummies one up the inside then. Great move then by Talina, and he's from P7 to P5 in 2 corners, so that's a great move then by the Dodge. Faithlessimo and Robustord matching each other pretty much for lap times. Faithlessimo going ever so slightly quicker and stretching his advantage, though it must be said. The BMW showing its age. Then we've got Gino then on the hard compound tyre. GG P4 at the moment in the Ferrari that has at times looked a little bit skittish. Has that harder compound to come. And Talina now released into P5. We've seen a few more drivers pit, I think. Going. Scotty and P. Gibb have caught up with Ginge after his pit stop. He's now on the hard tyre. So this is no good for the two BMWs that are looking for a strategic advantage to their early pit stop. Yeah, that was a great move by the Viper. To go super defensive now against not a GTR. Those that are in the league, if you see any weaving, the stewards directive was put out following these races. All leagues we sort of observed and had complaints about weaving on straights and braking zones and stuff. So a stewards directive was issued following the races to not weave on straights. Drivers are now restricted to one defensive move, which most do anyway. And at absolutely no moving around in the braking zone, no changing of your trajectory in the braking zone. That is in an effort to avoid any contact, really. So P. Gibb then up to 8th. Ginge has been shuffled back. Scotty got a little bit of a penalty. Did Ginge make a mistake that's put him back there? Either way, I don't think there was a steward's inquiry logged about that one, so it must have been that way. Faithlessimo's tyres beginning to look a little bit second-hand. 40.9 this time round. Robus is going to try the undercut then. 56 litres of fuel, so yeah, save more fuel than the Supra as well. We have seen those tyres though, the hards can be a slower compound. Scotty now on the mediums is going about a second a lap faster now on the mediums than he was on the hard compound, so yeah, it's definitely worth. As Faithlessimo again goes for a bit of an off-track excursion. That'll give him yet another penalty. I don't know why the game does this. Right, if anyone in the comments can tell me a genuine reason why, when you go off track and lose time anyway, why does the game give you a penalty? Does it not? Is it incapable of working out whether you've gained an advantage? I've struggled. I really genuinely struggled to understand it. So we've got Talina in the pits then. Walmid as well. We saw Walmid's early doors strategy. Just trying to save a little bit of motion lotion. Kept him in this fight. Talina maintains his position ahead though. Although he is now being harried for it by a pair of hungry BMWs. Triplet of hungry BMWs. So Scotty now joins the fray. This is quite literally America v Germany, although somewhat reenacted by Portuguese, 2 Brits and an Australian, so it's a little bit multicultural. Faithlessimo jumps into the pits in the Supra. That is going to hand the race lead over to Jano. He's doing quite a long stint on his hard tyres. He's got the pace in them, so he might as well, but I wonder what he's going to be able to do on the mediums when he comes in for them. Rick, not a GTR, up to P2. Again, yet to pit. He's going to be going on to the mediums towards the end of the race. Faithlessimo out of the pits now. He's really long pit lane here at Interlagos. Talina still defending away. Ormid, P. Gibb and Scotty still hunting him down. And will Jano choose to hit? That is the question. And how much fuel, if any, will they? I don't think he'll need to take any fuel on. I think he's good for fuel. So it's just going to be a stop for tyres for Jano, which will save him a little bit of time. Rick not a million miles back on the hard tyres as well, even though the Aston Martin is a bit of a boat round here. It's doing alright so far. And then Faithlessimo, 1.3 seconds worth of penalties on board that car now. And a very, very, very critical outlap. Because he's potentially going to get undercut here, or an attempted undercut by some of the other cars that are around him. One of them is Roberts, who hasn't had the undercut opportunity, but he's a lot closer. Now, the car we're really going to watch is this guy, because he's going to come in and take the softest available compound tyre on board. So is Rick, but he's doing it a lot earlier. Jano, for me, could be one to watch in this late stage. Does he know he's on the hard? Like, someone told him that he's on the slower tyre? Because he ain't driving like it. So now that Rick dives into the pits, it puts Faithlessimo back to P2. We've got Robus now P3. GG in 4th in the Ferrari, now on his hard compound tyre. Potentially getting chased down by very hungry for success Portuguese fellow on medium tyres. Bunch of BMWs that are looking like they fancy a fight. It's a great little battle for P5. Ormid looking deep down the inside, throws one down the inside. Talina has to take avoided action almost. Switchback manoeuvre. Oh, we're gonna have to watch that again. We've gonna watch that again. So Talina just with a switchback. Ormid does go deep. There is contact at the apex, but there was nothing issued off the back of that. So I'm assuming everyone was quite happy with the way that one panned out, and Talina stays 5th. We've got P-Gib in 6th, Ormid 7th, and Scotty in 8th. The good news for this fight is all drivers have served penalties, so they are free to fight. So Robus and Faithless Emo racing for the net race lead, although it must be said, I think this man who's just come into the pits could well be influential in that. We'll see where he comes out. He's just got into his pit box now, so these guys I should imagine will get past. Out of the pits he goes. Yeah, there he goes. You can see them now, so they'll be down the road by the time he gets out of the pits. Where does Jaino come out in relation to Gigi? I think he's going to be way out there. He is low. Jaino now on the medium tyres. Strategised a P3 so far, but he's going to be very quick at the closing stages of the race. 9 minutes remain for him. He's chasing down 2 cars ahead, both on hard compound tyres. Jaino in theory should be a second a lap faster than the cars ahead. The race is on for Jaino. Can he pick anything up out of this? He's already on the podium, pending any incidents, of course. Gigi just setting his fastest lap of the race on the hard compound tyre of 40.0. Talina behind him at 40.3 that time round, but he is getting absolutely harried still by these 4 cars on track. The closest fight we've got at the moment. Talina is just having to watch his mirrors constantly then with Ormid and P-Gib. We've already seen that Ormid will be quite happy to throw one down the inside, and we've already seen Talina's a very talented defensive driver as well, and he maintains 5th at the moment. Makes a bit of a mistake on the exit from Jump Cow there, and Ormid is able to get himself up the inside. Tries to almost force the dodge off track there. Is given, but I'm going to say, how is it going to pan out down at T1 then? Talina's going to try and hang this round the outside, doesn't manage to do it. Potentially go back for a move down into turn 4. You have to set that up nice and early though. Don't think he's going to be close enough at this stage. He's got P-Gib to worry about anyway. Potentially go for a look at the inside. He pokes his nose out. No room at the end though. Talina's able to get his braking tidied up towards the end of that. And what I am just quickly, I just spotted this on the track map, is Jaino 38.8 last time out. Although I don't think that's true, to be fair. I think that's just a GT Sport bug. Right on the back of Robust Hood now. So definitely got a tyre advantage here as Jaino. Has he got a pace advantage as we see Gigi there? P4 for the Ferrari. I'd be quite happy with that at the moment. Solid pace. Ormid holds the fastest lap of the race. Yeah, 38.6 for him. Now he is past Talina. We'll see if Talina, as Ormid does go very deep there into the final corner. That might give the Dodge Viper something to have a pop at. Just want to keep an eye on this first though. It's Jaino v Robust Hood for P2. 38.4 that time round for those. Jaino round the outside of Robust Hood, gets himself into P2. Let's have a look at Talina, Ormid. What's going on with these guys? They're catching up to GG. Oh, there's contact though, there's contact. And is that going to let everybody pass the Portuguese driver? Contact, I want to say was initiated by him, that it was, yeah, it just It was a bit scrappy. A little bit scrappy by all involved there. Again, the scrappiness carries on as it's Portugal v Australia. Scotty not able to do anything about the Viper at that stage. At this point I was asking Bobus to hold up Jay. Well, he's definitely did defend like a lion there, I'm afraid, and that Bobus is released right into the path of Faithless Emo here with 4.5 minutes to go. Faithless Emo on the hard compound tyre, so already a second a lap disadvantage for the Supra. The BMW have already seen a brilliant pace. Jano is chomping at the bit for a race win tonight. Can he do anything about Faithless Emo and catch him? GG is starting to get now Walmid is free of Talina. He's got his members full of P. Gibb. We've also got Rick involved in this little foray now. P. Gibb has another nibble. Not enough to take a full bite, but just a little bite there at the back of the Dodge. Talina weathers the storm nicely though. And, should be getting a little bit of slipstream assistance from Walmid up ahead. But another penalty to speak of, and that's Scotty. Not a lot. Should be got rid of very soon. In fact, it's got rid of now. Yeah, there it goes. And Rick, nice little move there by Rick. Rick might just get 2 in 1 here. Gibb was slow out of turn 4. Rick hangs it round the outside. Let's have a look at POV. Yeah, you can see P. Gibb just gets a wheel on the AstroTurf there. It's just enough to slow him down on the exit of the corner and for Rick to get a 1 on him. So the Aston Martin picking up 2 in 1. Can he have a pop here at the Dodge? Jano right on the back then of Faithless Emo. Resistance does look somewhat futile here for the Toyota. So the BMW has a softer compounded tyre on. He's in the ascendancy as he's going to try and go for a move around the outside. Braking just a little bit earlier than the Toyota does. Gets the switchback done. Toyota drifting its way through. The harder compound just doesn't give you the lateral grip that the medium does. And you can hear that car struggling just to grip up as it gets the power down at the same point. A little bit of light flashing there for Faithless Emo. I don't know if that's a strategic thing or if he's got a button map somewhere. But light flashing continues for the Supra. Robust P3 has dropped off the back of those two. GG holding 4th at the moment, but coming under fire from this pack. A little bit more. Oh, as Walmid gets it wrong. I want to say it looked again like there was a bit of scrapping going on. So that's Talina down the inside. He's significantly alongside. He's got the ability to have the space, and it's just not enough room for 2 there. Walmid in the wall. Down to P8, potentially P9 if Scotty can get a move on. Lead up the inside goes Scotty. Walmid might try and fight this one back. Doesn't have the speed to get him. Scotty then holding P8. Jano though is your race leader at the moment. 38.4 fastest lap for the BMW. Faithless Emo. Has he got fuel concerns? He should be okay. We've got 1 more lap after this to go. We've hit 29 minutes. It's Robust then, 3rd. GG 4th. Might be okay here as well because there's battling going on. We've got Rick defending away to Talina. Talina gets the drive. We've seen how good he is on the brakes as well. That's a lovely move down the inside by the Portuguese driver. Rick's going to try and fight him back into T4, hung around the outside. Talina's hung people out to dry here all day long, and he does it again. Rick might lose a position to P. Gibb on the final lap. Has the inside line, the Aston Martin, but may also have the understeer, so may have to give that position up to the BMW. Indeed he does. Rick's lost a few positions here on the closing lap. Goes for a dash back down the inside. Lovely, nicely done there by Rick. Just to get that move made back on P. Gibb again. It's going to be a slipstream battle to the finish for some of these, as Scotty P8. The other BMW of Warmid, Ginge. We haven't really seen anything of Ginge since the pit stop phase, I'm afraid. There's been battling elsewhere to contend with. But definitely driver of the day, fantastic performance. What pace has this man shown today? Jay, you know, complete domination in the black and red BMW, then takes the win. Good result for Faithless Emo after the disappointment at Monza. He'll be happy with a P2, I should imagine. Robust Hood with a solid P3 on his return to the League 1. Big Gigi Buffon, P4, stays out of this little fight. Talina claims P5. Rick, P6. P. Gibb, 7th. Scotty in 8th. Warmid, 9th. And then Ginger Imposter is going to come out to take P10. I don't think that Nissan just worked at all today. It was very skittish all over the place, that car. Wasn't bad, P. Gibb. Wasn't bad. You were involved in a lot of fighting though, my dude. Pretty much both nights, so you've got decent coverage. So where does that leave us then for the points? So if I just put us some... Shall we have some music back on? Let's do that. Well, here we are. This is how the points looked after that race then. So Jano took the lead, 144 points. Diablo, who is now called something else, so it'll get updated on this when it updates. P2 for him. Talina, P3. GG, 4th in the We Are Driven on the game. Warmid, P5. Faithless Emo starting to recover the points then after his Virgin Media disaster in the opening round. Rick will climb positions, or has climbed positions, sorry, after that result. Leapfrog James Harben and Sir Forever couldn't make it those 2 weeks. Jay Wills also missing this time around. Marshall, who I think disconnected from memory, down to 12. P. Gibb, we know P. Gibb missed a ton of races early doors, so he's down in 13th, but will now start to climb the league. Robus on his return, solid points earned for him in the opener, 14th place, but again will climb. Has 91 and Immortal both missing of recent times, so quite a few drivers not able to race in Elite 1. Some we know about, some we don't. Is what it is. Slave away created a sim racing league and then people sign up and don't race. It is the eternal struggle. To go back and watch. Hasn't been a stellar season. Yeah, mate, honestly, as long as it's just fun. As long as it's fun. Rick had so much extra fuel. Yeah, he did. I did clock that. Thank God for telling that. Yeah, definitely. Honestly, that was a really good battle there that you probably watched in your review now. Cheers, Kevin. Thank you, dude. So, I need to catch up on next week's racing. The next race then. So what is that? Let's have a look. Have I got it loaded? So we've just covered these. We've covered Dragon Showdowns and Alsace. That'll be in a separate video. Not doing that tonight, boys. You boys gotta sleep. So I'll be closing the stream in just a mo. And I'll be live. Cheers, Tino. Thank you, dude. Yeah, I'll be live. I'll put it on the page. I don't know when. I can't commit to a date and time right now. Probably after this week's races. Over the weekend. It's probably looking like a favourite at the moment. So keep an eye on the page anyway. Subscribe to the page, subscribe to the channel. You'll see it on your feed. It's free. Well, there's a bell there as well. You need to get notifications when I go live. So there you are. You'll get a notification. Up to you then. That's going to be it from me. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it as always. See you next time out.